My name is Eva Svoboda and I'm a research fellow at the Humanitarian Policy Group. I've been working on a project called The Search for Common Ground, which looks at civil-military interaction. So how civilian organizations, humanitarian agencies interact with military actors in a natural disaster or during a conflict. I think what struck me most was that I realized that different actors have a different understanding of very basic concepts. So what we found out that, for example, the term protection is understood quite differently by various actors. Military actors would understand protection in a narrower way. So they would understand it as physically protecting the affected population, and the means that they apply would be coercive. So basically opposing somebody who's trying to physically harm the affected population. While humanitarian agencies would look beyond that. They would define it perhaps in a way that goes beyond the physical protection, that includes the legal rights of affected populations, creating an environment that is conducive to the protection of civilians. So these are different definitions, but also different means of addressing these definitions. Now, the problem is that when you understand a concept differently, you implement it differently. And so I think our research has not only enabled these key actors to bring them together around a table and discuss these differences, but also perhaps to agree on some common understandings. So the next steps would be to write a synthesis report, which we would like to be a wrap-up of all the case studies, but also the roundtables that we've organized. The roundtables were held in Bangkok, in Haiti, but also in Geneva and Brussels. That were very helpful. And we're hoping that this synthesis report will, in a concise and brief way, highlight the main points. It is always difficult to do a synthesis report of case studies that are quite different. Each context is quite specific. But it is important to highlight some of the main or the common threads, and we're hoping that this synthesis report will show them. We'd like to see a better dialogue between actors, and while we have to recognize that different actors have different mandates and understandings, and sometimes you have to agree to disagree, I think bringing them together, opening up that dialogue, that channel of communication, and recognizing that we have different roles and respecting them, that is important, perhaps not on a policy level, but simply on a level of interaction. Then on a policy level, I would like to see that military actors understand some of the preoccupation of humanitarian agencies, and humanitarian agencies also understanding some of the challenges that military actors have. Another challenge perhaps is the difference between or within the humanitarian community, and also recognizing that these differences exist within a community that is not homogeneous.